You guys have no idea how much I appreciate this chapter the way I did. But after going back from a live reaction and reviewing a couple of things, um, first off, let's start off with the cover page. Obviously, we've got One Piece on the cover of Weekly Shonen Jump, which is good. Plus, I think it's some sort of promotional stuff around the fact we're closer and closer to 2017. Plus, I really like the Straw Hats designs, especially when it comes to Nami and Robin. They look on point. Um, we also got the Straw Hats on the colour spread uh, in a winterish type of feel because you got the bear and that. I'm assuming it's a reference to Sanji because the bear, if you notice, has a cigarette. So, that being said, this chapter, in my opinion, highlights two of the most important things, or at least sets up two of the most important things. Number one, Brook becomes a huge player in this arc now because, and the thing about the foreshadowing about the whole nickname Soul King, it's amazing from Oda because Brook could get to the poneglyphs. However, it kind of laid out this the way I thought it would because it looks like Tamago's going to face off against Pedro because you have Pedro run around across the walls trying to avoid the cannon fodder and of Big Mom, and then you have Brooke is good about to go on and smooth it, and she, like I said, he's the only one that can because as Tamago stated he's made of bone, so he can't be juiced. So, and this also sets up, in my opinion, at least a one-on-one fight with each of the Straw Hats against the Big Mom army at this point. The only exception to that is Nami because I don't know who she's facing. At first, because a lot of people are speculating that Puddin is evil. By the way, this chapter totally confirms the fact that's not the case. So I don't know who Nami's going to go up against, but yeah, it's definitely setting up that way. So let's backtrack. Chopper has to take out Brule and possibly there's only two people that can take out Mondor and break Luffy and Nami out of there, and that's either Jinbei or Chopper, and because he's going into Monster Point, and it takes a while to regain himself after he does that. So either he's going to have to rampage it and take out Brule, or that could rely on Carrot, and Chopper could be the one to take out Mondor. Because on top of that, let's not forget he's used his abilities to trap live animals in that book of his on top of prisoning Luffy and Nami. So there you go, and we know how Chopper feels about stuff like that. So that gives Chopper even more of a reason. Plus, it'd be kind of cool for Carrot to get a win over Brule after the way she was trapped in the mirror world. That being said, like I said, I don't know how Nami would fight one of the Big Mom army. She might fight Reiju unless Reiju pulls the 180 and jumps to Sanji's side, but it looks like Puddin's already doing that. So I don't know. So it's definitely interesting. And listen, the whole thing about Brook now going to be not only about to go up against one of the three sweet commanders in Lord's movie, we are going to get a huge one-on-one fight because the importance of obviously not what Brook's abilities, but also Brook is the only one who can get to the poneglyphs at this point. So there you go. So Brook became a major factor in this chapter and the whole thing about his ability to play music and control the souls, I did not see that coming. So I have to give credit where credit's due to Oda for that one. So yeah, and the nickname itself is more or less foreshadowing. So he says, "I am the Soul King of the souls." So, and actually, now that I think about it, Brook made a similar type of play back in Thriller Bark, because if you remember, it was Brook who actually came up with the soul to fight back against the shadows when it came to deal with Gecko Moria. So there you go. And now Brook, who's controlled the souls apparently, and this goes back further to what I said, speculated about Luffy if he ends up fighting Big Mom. And I'll get to that in a minute. But keep in mind, the second reason why I love this chapter, obviously the ending is going to be what everybody is talking. Obviously, the questions are answered whether or not whose side Puddin's really playing for, and even throughout this chapter where Puddin, we get flashbacks of not only Big Mom kind of forcing Puddin to go through this marriage. That's before she met Sanji, so she was uncomfortable, and then the talk with Lola she had when she was little may have planted the seeds for a betrayal. Because listen, there is no point in going up to Luffy and Nami and saying that and crying at the end if there wasn't any sincerity behind that, because they're already trapped. There's nothing they can do about Sanji, right? If she's planning a double turn, I have a sinking suspicion. I know where this is kind of going, because look on Luffy and Nami's face, especially Luffy's, when he's talking to, what the hell are you saying? You know, he was pissed off, not in a bad way, but with what she said, they seem like they're more concerned than anything else. So I get the feeling whatever Pudding's going to do is going to revolve around denying the wedding and possibly try to break Sanji out of the cuffs. Listen, before anybody says how's she going to do that, well, you got to imagine she's going to get close to Big Mom. Plus, she's the only one that breaks Sanji out at this point, unless Reiju does something, which I highly doubt until after this arc is, well, what the confrontation with Big Mom. They can't use explosives now because they used that in order to get Brook close to the poneglyph, so they can't do that anymore. Plus, Luffy and Nami are going to be trapped in that prison until the wedding is over. So, unless, like I said, unless somebody breaks them up before, and somebody has to take out Mondor before then, either Chopper or Jinbei has to show up. But even then, it's like, but I have a funny feeling that Jinbei may take on, because you've got to remember, there's one sweet commander out there, Potato Starch. He's probably going to have the highest battle, and I think Jinbei might be the one to take him on. Also, you have Perospero guarding him. I think there's a possibility of Caesar stepping up as well. He did it in Dressrosa. Keep in mind, I know he was kind of shackled by Law, but he did, when push comes to shove, he did help Law, Nami, Robin, and Usopp by defeating some of the bullfighting fish. So, and plus he's going to save his own hide by not being able to get himself turned into candy. So, plus he can get his heart back. So, there you go. So yeah, unless they break Nami or Luffy before the wedding takes place by defeating Mondor, it's going to have to be put in. And whatever she's got planned, I got the feeling. Now, this is what gets me hyped. Yes, it is kind of upsetting at the end, because it's to me it seems like a death flag to me, because the way the whole thing with the title of the chapter, Goodbye, and with that one panel of Pudding, and then you see the reaction of Nami and Luffy. That to me it seems more genuine than anything else now. And to be honest with you, it is upsetting. But if you look deeper than that, what this might do, think about this: if Pudding tries to help Sanji and somehow not only denies the wedding, because we know how pissed off Big Mom got when it came to Lola, and we still don't know who the groom was who was supposed to marry Lola. I'm disappointed we didn't get to learn that, but I'm assuming we will. But yeah, and speaking of Lola might be the one who planted, like I said, who planted the seeds of going through this own marriage, her own way. And did you also notice how Sanji was acting in this chapter? More like his usual self. Like, he says, I got to get it together. I don't want to make sure Pudding cries, because that's one thing he doesn't want to do to a woman. So, little by little, he's beginning to appreciate Pudding more. Now, if Pudding succeeds in not only not go through with the marriage, but because Sanji technically right, and this is why I think she might have something to do with Sanji being unshackled with the handcuffs. She's the only person who could do it. Plus, it sets up as a motivational device for Sanji to finally hit a woman, Big Mom. Because if Big Mom fucks up Pudding, can you imagine how pissed off Sanji's going to be with the way he's feeling right now? Plus, there's nothing to hold him back. He's got he's not handcuffs. It's going to have to happen, because Sanji, one way or another, is going to have to be saved. And I don't see any other way, unless Sanji loses the crew, and it doesn't look like that's going to happen. Plus, and this may confirm what I said before, that Sanji might be the first to fight Big Mom out of the two, but Luffy is going to end up fighting Big Mom at the end. There's too much build-up for it not to happen. And even with Big Mom still underestimating Luffy, so oh, he's not going to get under my skin. I'm going to make my ring cool no matter what. But did you notice her reaction the moment that she found out that someone stuck in to steal the treasure for the National Treasure Box? She was pissed. So now that's out of the way. She wants this marriage to go through with that no matter what. If Pudding denies that, and you know what Big Mom's gonna do. But then on top of that, when Luffy breaks free, and possibly Nami, because I'm not too sure who she would fight, you can just imagine how pissed off they're gonna be. Luffy especially, because when it comes to dealing with friends, you know, when it came to deal with people in Dressrosa, and actually, come to think of it, the way Pudding is acting right now kind of reminds me of the way Viola was reacting to Sanji. You know, even though at first she was not telling the truth, but Sanji saw right through it. And even when Sanji tried to help Viola escape, you know, Viola still helped out Sanji in the end. So it's kind of similar to what Pudding is trying to do. Oh, she's doing it in a different way. But yeah, this could serve as a plot device for Sanji possibly to hit Big Mom, and if some miracle he does, that's going to be epic, because Sanji not only be hitting a woman for the first time, he'll be hitting a Yonko on top of that and saving his own hide. But that's just me diving deeper ahead. But I don't see any other scenario at this point, unless they break Luffy and Nami out before the wedding, unless Jinbei shows up, or Chopper manages to get past Brule and then manages to show up and take down Mont d'Or. There's no other way that Luffy and Nami are going to be able to get out of there before the wedding. So that's the only way I see it playing out. But what do you guys think down below? It's definitely set up Brook, the MVP of the chapter, because obviously he's taking care of names, and he's taking souls as well. So that's cool. And it looks like he's going to fight Lord Smoothie at this point. We know what about he is, but bounties don't really mean anything when it comes to power levels. So, and considering the fact he can't be juiced, how do you see that playing out? So, but that's it from me. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like this video if you appreciate that. Give it a thumbs up. Comment, rate, subscribe with your thoughts. Catch you guys later. Bye.